Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Tuesday to my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are just one win away from advancing on to the Western Conference Finals, battling off against the 07-08 Houston Rockets or the 13-14 Los Angeles Clippers. The winner of that game will advance on to play against us if we win today's episode, which I'm pretty sure it will be a definite yes. So I'm more anticipated about the NBA Finals, battling off the 00-01 Philadelphia 76ers, because I just wanted to relive the 2001 NBA Finals. So evidently I didn't watch it. I was born 3 months after the Los Angeles Lakers won the series 4-1 over Allen Iverson and the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'd like to do a 6 or 7 game series out of that finals. So without a further ado, we'll show you the uniforms and we'll see you into tip-off. Alright, so the LA Lakers are going to be wearing purple on the road. Meanwhile, for the Denver Nuggets, they're going to be wearing white at home at the Pepsi Center. So without a further ado, we'll see you guys at tip-off. Alright, it is tip-off time here at the Pepsi Center in the 5,280 Mile High city of Denver, and the Lakers have won the tip-off. So Shaquille O'Neal gets this one in for 2 points. It is now 2-0 Los Angeles. So Shaquille O'Neal, 33.7 points per game, 100% in field goals. So Carmelo is gonna knock a field goal down for 2 points, and now Derek Fisher gonna pass it off to the Black Mamba. Kobe Bryant knocks a 3 down, and it is now a 5-2 Los Angeles Lakers lead. So now Carmelo Anthony's gonna pass over to Quinn Cook, and then Allen Iverson losing the basketball. Kobe Bryant picking up the steal, and Bryant is going to make that dunk happen. It is now going to be 7-2 here at the Pepsi Center. So now Allen Iverson going to pass it over to Quinn Cook. So now Kobe Bryant with possession of the basketball. So Kobe knocks a 3 down, and it's now going to be 10-2. And Carmelo Anthony gonna pass it over to Allen Iverson once at it. So now AI gets this, actually misses that. So Horace Grant picks up a rebound for the Lakers. So now Horace Grant trying to get it in the paint there, but we do get it in for 2 points. So it's now 12-2 here in Denver. So now Quinn Cook and the Nuggets are going to take a timeout. So we're actually going to take a short break. Alright, it is now 14-9. Shaquille O'Neal going to pass it over to D-Fish. And D-Fish actually misses that opportunity, and Denver blocks that shot. So now Iverson going to pass over to Quinn Cook, gets it in there, and it's now going to be 14-11. So now Kobe Bryant gonna go into the paint, does get it in for 2. Allen Iverson with a shooting foul. So Kobe Bryant has 2 steals and 10 points in this episode. Make that 3 throw count, and it is now 11 points in all. So they have done some changes on the court for Denver. So now Quinn Cook is gonna pass it over to Diarwa, and then Horace Grant is going to make a steal for the LA Lakers. So now Horace Grant gets it in there for 2. It's now 19-11 here in Denver. So now they're going to pass it over, getting this 3 knocked down, and 7 points off of turnovers for LA. So we're going to pass it over to Bryant. So Kobe knocks a 3 down for the Lakers, and it's now going to be 22-14. You guys absolutely know how much I like Kobe Bryant. He's my favorite NBA player of all time. And they have got to add more classic teams featuring Kobe Bryant, like the 09-10 Lakers. They've got to add him in the game. The 12-13 Los Angeles Lakers. And they've got to add the 19 through 20 LA Lakers with LeBron James, Anthony Davis. They got to do that for 2K23 because that's going to be a major classic team that they would probably put in. So we're going to attempt a 3 for Kobe, knocks a 3 down, and it's now going to be 27-17. And Denver is down by 10, and Kobe Bryant is going to make a steal, and we're going to try to make a 3 fly. And if we actually get this 3, we will lead this by 13, and we are going to take the lead here at the Pepsi Center, 30-17. Lakers are up by 13. All right, we had just begun the second quarter here in Denver. So the Nuggets are down by 13. So they are trying to get their game plan straight. So they want to score more points in the paint. And it's now 30-19. So Kobe Bryant, with possession of the basketball, he is going to make that dunk happen. It is now 24 points for Kobe Bryant. He had 22 in that first quarter. And he hits, and which surprised me because he had 4 times more points than Derek Fisher, Shaquille O'Neal, and Horace Grant. So Quinn Cook makes a nice spin move, and then Stephen Hunter, there's a foul there. It is on Shaquille O'Neal. It's a reach-in foul. So it's now 35-19. So they've changed. The Lakers have changed their depth chart up, and now Allen Iverson's on the court for the Nugs. So Iverson makes that dunk happen. We're going to pass it over to Shaquille O'Neal. So no Kobe Bryant on this court. So he is going to take a break because he scored quite a bit of points to start off this game, which is really good. I mean, he was a red-hot player to begin with. I mean, he had 2 steals and he had dunks along the lines too. 39-21. Lakers up by 18. So there is going to be a jump ball between Shaq O'Neal and AI. So 2:21 to go in this first half. So nice block there. And this is kind of like tip-off in the second quarter. So 39-21. Lakers win that tip-off. So we're going to pass it over to Kobe Bryant. So Bryant going to make a slam dunk. It's now 41-21. So Bryant is on the court. Back at it for the Lakers. So now Allen Iverson going to pass it over to Jones. He gets it in there, and we are going to take a timeout. So we're actually going to take a short break. All right, we are back from the break. So now Denver's out on that court, going to pass it over to Allen Iverson. The Georgetown product going to pass over to Carmelo Anthony, going to make a 3 for the Nuggets. So now Shaquille O'Neal makes that dunk. It's now 45-33 at the moment. So now Carmelo Anthony gets fouled there. It's on Shaq O'Neal. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to take the break, but I evidently did, because I didn't think that my camera was bright enough for you guys to see part of the game, to see it on my screen there. So I don't really announce those breaks very often, but I just did because just to make it a little bit brighter. I didn't think it would be as bright as I saw it on my screen there, but it is what it is. So Kenya Martin with that dunk. It's now 47-37. Kobe Bryant, the Lower Merion High School product. This guy did not even go to college, but he had the talents to make the NBA. And it's now 50-37. And he, from what I understand, is the only public school draftee. And boom, LeBron James, Dwight Howard, Kevin Garnett, all of them went to private schools. So evidently Kobe was the only public school draftee, or got drafted from a non-religious state school. And Allen Iverson went up to make a layup. So now Kobe is out on that court, gonna step back, buzzer beater. I don't think they made it in, but it's 54-38. The Lakers lead this one by 16. Alright, it is now 54-39, so now Allen Iverson is on the court for the Denver Nuggets. So now Kobe Bryant is going to make that steal. He is going to make a leaping jump in the paint, as it's now going to be 56-39. So now Carmelo Anthony is going to pass it over to Quinn Cook, and Quinn Cook gets it in there for 2, so it's now 56-41. D-Fish is out on the court for the Lakers, and he is going to drill a 3 for Los Angeles, and it's now going to be 59-41. And now Kenyon Martin is going to pass it over to Carmelo Anthony. So now Carmelo Anthony has possession, but Lakers made the steal. Fisher put his right foot in the light blue paint, so this means it is Denver possession. And Denver is down by 18. So now they're going to pass it over to Quinn Cook. So Quinn Cook gets it in. So now we got Kobe Bryant out on the court for the Lakers. So now Kobe gonna drill a 3, and it's now gonna be 62-43 evidently. So now Denver's down by 19. They're gonna pass it over to Carmelo. And what will Carmelo do? There was no defender trying to stop him there, but he actually nailed a 3. So we're gonna pass it over to Horace Grant. But Horace Grant loses it, but then Quinn Cook picks it up. Gonna pass it over to Marcus Camby, gets it in there. And we're gonna pass it over to Rick Fox, and then some D-Fish out on the court. And D-Fish gets it in there for 2. It's now 64-48. So the 07-08 Nuggets, their bench is outscoring the Lakers bench by 7. So the Nuggets are gonna take this timeout, and we are actually gonna take a break. Alright, so it is now 70-57, so there's 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. So there's now 28.3 seconds to go. So now it is Quinn Cook going to pass it over, and then he's going to pass it over to Quinn Cook once at it. So now Quinn Cook going to pass it over to Marcus Camby. But Marcus Camby going to pass over to Quinn Cook. Derek Fisher has a shooting foul, so this means that he is going to go to the free-throw line once at it. And now Shaquille O'Neal, he's going to pass it over to, Derek Fisher is going to pass it over to Shaquille O'Neal, and he gets it in. 74-60 is the third quarter score, by the way. Make that 74. But he did not get the release in time to get that in to make that an official buzzer beater. So we'll see you guys on the fourth. Alright, it is now 74-60. I'm going to pass it over to Shaq O'Neal. So now, will Shaquille O'Neal drill a 3? No, he won't. Attempts at 3, but he's never good at shooting 3s. He's more of a dunker and more of a rebounder for this Lakers team. So D-Fish is going to pass it over to Shaquille O'Neal, and there's a foul for Denver. So now the Lakers are going to go to the free-throw line once at it. We get that release there. We actually get it in. It's good. So now Allen Iverson losing that basketball. So now it is Shaquille O'Neal making the dunk. It's now 79-62. So Denver's up by 7. It's down by 17. Lakers are looking real professional out there today. And now Allen Iverson, where is he going to take this direction to? He gets it in there. And it's now 79-64. AI with 14 points in all, 4 from mid-range. So now Lakers get it in, 81-64. So now Shaquille O'Neal goes to the free-throw line, misses that opportunity. Marcus Camby gonna pass it over to Quinn Cook. 32 mid-range points today and 18 fast break points for the Lakers so far today. So it's now 83-66. So 21 points for Shaquille O'Neal. Nuggets take the timeout. Kobe Bryant is your player of the game for the LA Lakers. I am going to go over the numbers. 41 points and 16 for 17 from behind the arc. So now we're going to use Kobe Bryant. Going to knock a 3 down for the Lakers. It's now 94-74. And the Nuggets are down by 20. So the Lakers are a minute 15 to go. A minute and 15 seconds from advancing on to the Western Conference Finals. Horace Grant going to make a steal. It's now going to be 98-74. So we just need 2 more points or an equivalent field goal to have the Benjamin's number 100, or as I call it, the triple digits, the big 100. And I'm going to pass over to Ron Harper, and then some Shaq O'Neal getting this one in for 2. It's now 100-76, 12 minutes, 29 points for Shaquille O'Neal. So now Shaq going to pass it over to Ron Harper. O'Neal picks up the assist. It's now 102-76. 40 seconds to go, rather. And the Los Angeles Lakers are going to conquer the Pepsi Center. And there is a foul on Shaq O'Neal. It's a reach-in foul. So now it is Stephen Hunter going to pass it over to Carmelo Anthony. So now Carmelo going to pass it over to Stephen Hunter. Gets that in there. It's now 102-78. We're going to pass it over to Shaquille O'Neal. It's going to be 104-78. 22 and a half seconds left into the game. And we are going to conquer the Eastern Conference semifinals. There is a backcourt violation by Denver. So it's now 104-78. Horace Grant going to knock down a 3. 13 seconds exact left. And it's now 107-78. And now I don't think they're going to score much longer. And we're going to pass it over to Bryant. Going to knock a 3 down before the buzzer beater hits. And the final score is going to be 110-78. So the LA Lakers win the series. And it will be, so the LA Lakers are still undefeated in this playoff run. They are now 8-0 in the playoffs. So that's something interesting to see along the lines there. So this is it from the Western Conference semifinals. So Kobe Bryant, 47 points, 3 assists, 8 steals, your player of the game, had 6 dunks on the day, 10 threes, by the way, Shaq O'Neal, 31 points, 1 assist, 7 steals on the day, and 4 dunks. Horace Grant, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 1 dunk on the day. Derek Fisher with only 11 points, 3 assists, 1 steal. Brian Shaw only had 4 points. Carmelo Anthony, 31 points, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 2 dunks on the day. Quinn Cook, 14 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists on the day. He did have a block there, but Allen Iverson, 14 points. Same statistics as Quinn Cook, but he only had 1 dunk there. So this wraps it up here in Denver. We'll see you guys in the Western Conference Finals, either facing off against the 07-08 Houston Rockets or maybe the 13-14 Los Angeles Clippers. So we'll see you guys at Western Conference Finals playoffs.